POV. You're me, executing your first fire mission in Iron Nest Heavy Turret Simulator. You check your numbers, not once, not twice, but countless times. You're still learning exactly what you're doing, but you're finally ready to fire. You pull the trigger, it hits your target, but also your allied units and a hospital. So what do we learn from that? Hi guys, this is Havok, and I played 2 hours of Iron Nest Heavy Turret Simulator to give y'all a review on it. So stick around and let's see what it looked like. Iron Nest is a game where you play as an artillery, operating the Iron Nest Heavy Turret system. You take orders from higher command, and it's on you to find target locations, get your range, distance, and barrel elevation dialed in, and then you fire rounds. When you're playing, you get access to spotters, which let you use triangulation to pin down enemy units before you fire on them. And we'll go over some of the things you get to use in the game to actually make that happen. But my first impressions of the game were honestly exciting. I was excited, and it was a little confusing. Milsims and war games are pretty fun for me to begin with, but this game changed the whole milsim idea around almost completely for me. You start the game in the tutorial mission, which walks you through the entire process from plotting your first target to actually pulling the trigger. And here's the things I didn't expect going in. You can kill friendly units and civilians. That's one detail that changes everything. Every shot suddenly just has real weight behind it. The tutorial leads you through getting your first mission, looking at the map and plotting the line of your target. Once that's done, it's time to get your elevation calculation, which means inputting the distance and the number of powder charges you plan to use, and the system runs the math and gives you the elevation you need for the shot. From there, you move to loading the round and the powder charges. Once that's set, it's dialing your bearing and barrel elevation. Turning the wheels to line everything up exactly right takes real attention to detail. And last but not least, you arm the round, run through the checklist, and fire. Where it lands depends entirely on how accurate you were with every number along the way. Get it right and it's a kill. Get it wrong and you're either running the fire mission again, or worse, you just hit your own guys instead. The second mission introduces the spotters. This opens up a new view where you place spotters out on the map and use their observations to actually triangulate enemy positions. It also adds a new information board that updates in real time as you gather intel. The first spotter mission gives you 2 spotters to work with. You plot them on the map, and the board gives you bearings to plot from each one. Line those bearings out, and wherever the 2 lines cross is your shot. Later on, you end up with a third spotter, and that one doesn't work off bearings at all. Instead, you measure distance around 2 pick spotters and use what you know from the command board to actually figure out where to shoot. Where the circles meet is your shooting point, but you have to pick carefully because the circles can cross in more than one place, and only one of them is actually your target. Later in the game, you start getting counter-fire missions. Once you've fired your rounds, you're racing the clock to acquire the target and the enemy's artillery positions before they can get a proper range on you and fire back. It's a completely different kind of pressure from the earlier missions. Instead of taking your time to get every number exact, you're working fast and under a real threat. It raises the stakes considerably, and easily one of the more enjoyable stretches of the game so far. There are several types of munitions you can use to take out the enemy, each with different properties, uses, and blast radiuses. In our run, I got to see 4 types specifically: the HE round, the high explosive, for straightforward destruction; the HE AP, high explosive armor penetrating, for anything with real actual armor plating on it; the star round, which is an illumination round rather than a damage round; and the regular AP, armor penetrating round. The map also has a tool that lets you check with the explosive radius of certain munition types before you fire, which is honestly one of the most useful features in the game. It's the difference between taking out a target cleanly and wiping out half your own forces along with it. And choosing the right munition is the core part of the puzzle. You're not just trying to destroy the enemy, you're trying to do it without wiping out your own allies in the process. For the time I've put into it so far, I'd give Iron Nest Heavy Turret Simulator a 7 out of 10. The core loop is genuinely enjoyable. Thinking about which munition to use, working out your angles, Figuring out how much powder charge to load, it scratches a very specific math problem with real stakes itch that most shooters don't even attempt. I genuinely think that this isn't a game for everyone. It's very military themed, but not in the shooter way like Call of Duty. It leans on military symbols, angle calculations, all of that, and the learning curve might keep some people from really ever getting into it. The 7 from me really comes down to one thing. While you can watch the round travel across the map, I wish you could actually see the destruction when it lands. It feels like it's missing, and I think it would be a genuinely cool addition to the game. If you get a chance, I genuinely recommend picking up. If you want to see a full playthrough of Iron Dust Heavy Turret Simulator, let me know in the comments and I'll put together some gameplay for you. Until next time, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. This is Havok, and I'll see you in the next one.